Welcome students, welcome to the classes of B Pharma third semester. This is Rohit Kumar Trivedi. In this semester, I will be teaching pharmaceutical engineering. Basically, it is the most important subject. This subject has a direct relation with your pharmaceutical industry. In future, when I will complete your graduation pharmacy B Pharma, if you start your job in pharmaceutical industry, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's quality control, assurance, and each and everything, maybe in pharmaceutical manufacturing, there are several machineries, equipment that will be used for the production of several pharmaceutical products, and all the study of all those machinery, how to operate them, what are the principle, what is the construction, how these machines are working, and a small part of their troubleshooting. Basically, all these things we will be studying in is this semester in this subject, that is pharmaceutical engineering. Okay. So it becomes very essential for you people to go through this subject very carefully to know how a pharmaceutical industry machinery works and how to operate that machine. Okay. Now, moving further, first of all, the course description. Okay. Basically, the course is designed to impart a fundamental knowledge on the art and science of various unit operations that are being used in pharmaceutical industry. Basically, a unit operation. Here is a new term for you, maybe a unit operation. Basically, it is a small step that is used for the manufacturing of pharmaceutical products. Suppose we are manufacturing a pharmaceutical dosage form like tablet. A tablet involves several small steps to produce. Right from the beginning, from the production of our raw material to the processing to the final conversion and ultimately packaging. Okay, in the manufacturing of tablet, we generally go for size reduction, size separation, wetting, granulation, and compression. All these are the very common steps that are used for the manufacturing of a tablet, pharmaceutical tablet. Okay, each and every small step that is being used is called as unit operation, and collectively all these small steps are known as unit process. Okay, so it becomes very necessary to have a very comprehensive knowledge of this subject if you are manufacturing a pharmaceutical dosage form. Dosage form may be tablet, capsule, syrup, suspension, emulsion, powder, and each and everything, even cosmetics products too. Okay, so how to produce them, what are the machinery we are going to use, what are the unit operations, how to conduct all these unit operations, all these things will be studied in this semester in this subject, that is pharmaceutical engineering. Okay, now moving further, unit operation, I have quoted some examples here in the manufacturing process. If we are using drying process, it is a removal of moisture, we can say drying, it is a unit operation. Distillation, you already know, it is a unit operation. Likewise, evaporation, crystallization, size reduction, size separation, and liquid extraction. All these are the few examples of unit operations that are being used in the pharmaceutical manufacturing. Okay. So here I have quoted few examples. If all these small steps are using in a pharmaceutical process, that is known as unit process. A unit process is made up of several unit operations. Okay, small steps that are known as unit operations. Okay, in detail we will be discussing all these things when our regular classes will be started. Okay, it is a general orientation or the general introduction to the subject only. Okay, now, it is very necessary to know if we are going through this subject, that is pharmaceutical engineering, what will be the outcome, what will be the learning. It is very important to know, okay, if you are studying this subject, at the end of the semester, after successful completion of this subject, what will be the knowledge that we people will be having. Okay, here are the few expected outcomes that I have quoted to. Basically, after going through this subject, the students will be able to know various unit operations, like we have already discussed, size reduction, separation, drying, crystallization, and many other unit operations too. So you will be knowing how to conduct or how to operate all these unit operations. Okay, this is the very first outcome of our subject, of our course, you can say. Another outcome may be to understand the material handling technique. In a pharmaceutical manufacturing, we are handling several materials. Okay, chemicals we can say, instruments we can say, compounds we can say. the proper handling of these material is very necessary to form a effective dosage form. Hence, it becomes very necessary to know how to operate all these materials. Okay. Another outcome may be to various process involved in the pharmaceutical manufacturing process. Obviously, if we are forming a pharmaceutical product, we are using several processes, and each process is made up of several unit operations. So we will be knowing separate unit processes too for the manufacturing of pharmaceutical product that is being used in the pharmaceutical industry. Next is very, very, very important. We will know how to have less impact on our environment. It becomes very necessary when we are talking about a pharmaceutical industry. Obviously, there are very hazardous waste materials that are effluent to or that are being released during the manufacturing of pharmaceutical products. Okay, so how to dispose them, how to prevent our environment from all these harmful or hazardous materials. So we will be knowing how to dispose and how to control or how to prevent our environment from all these hazardous chemicals that are being released from our pharmaceutical industry during the manufacturing process. Okay, other outcomes may be you will be having the knowledge of how to use our resources at the optimum level. Our plant layout design, obviously, if we are having a laboratory, in our pharmaceutical laboratory, if we are conducting practicals in our institutional level only, I'm not talking about the pharmaceutical industry, we have a specific laboratory for a specific subject. Suppose we are having a pharmaceutical industry or pharmaceutical engineering subject, we have separate machine room for it. We have separate pharmaceutical or pharmaceutics laboratory for it, and we have specific equipments and machinery in a equipment lab also. Okay, it becomes very necessary to locate all these machinery, all the resources should be at its proper place so that we can have optimum utilization of that particular machinery or our particular resource, we can say. Okay, because all these resources are, or these resources will be used for the manufacturing process only. Okay, so it becomes very necessary to organize all those resources accordingly so that we feel less effort for more productivity. Our aim is to have more productivity after making or after having very few or less efforts. Okay, it becomes very necessary to know how to locate or how to manage our pharmaceutical plant layout and how to use our resources. And another and very important outcome is the corrosion and its prevention. Corrosion, as you people may be already knowing, you people would have seen basically in the metals. Basically in the metals, whether it is iron or it is steel or whatever it is. Okay, so we generally know the pharmaceutical machineries are majorly made up of metal. Metals have a tendency to deteriorate with time. When metal comes in contact with environmental factors, with time, the metal loses its efficiency and it is converted into other materials. Basically, it is a chemical reaction or chemical disintegration, we can say. If rusting or corrosion is being observed in our pharmaceutical machinery, obviously with time, the effectiveness or the productivity of our machinery will be reduced, and there will be definitely a time when it will stop working completely. Okay, hence it becomes very necessary to protect our pharmaceutical machinery from corrosion. Okay, so we will be knowing how to prevent our pharmaceutical machinery from corrosion for having optimum production from our machinery. Okay, so all these things will be studying in our, or all these are the possible outcomes that will be, that we people will have after completion of this subject or this course, that is pharmaceutical engineering. Okay, so it becomes very necessary for you people to go through this subject very carefully. All the things that you people are studying in this subject will definitely be used in pharmaceutical industry when you start your job or you're working in a pharmaceutical manufacturing. Okay, now moving further, required material, very, very important, the text reading. These are the books, these are the, obviously whenever we are studying any subject or any course, I'm not talking about pharmaceutical engineering only, whenever you are going to study any subject, definitely we require a study material for it. Okay, if I am teaching you a subject like pharmaceutical industry, definitely I am going through several books. Okay, the reference materials you can say, our text readings you can say, or our study material you can say, like if I'm going through book, going through internet, YouTube, or whatever it is. Okay, it becomes very necessary to have good resources or good research, good our study materials for studying the subject, to having a comprehensive knowledge of it. I have mentioned a few books. You should go for it throughout the semester for studying the pharmaceutical industry. The very first book, it is a very popular textbook that is used for the pharmaceutical engineering, unit operation, principle and practice by CVS Subramanian. Okay, it is a very commonly and widely used textbook for you people to study pharmaceutical engineering. Other book may be K. Sambamurthy, Pharmaceutical Engineering also. You can go through this book also. And another book is a textbook of pharmaceutical engineering by Rehan. Okay, these three books will be sufficient for text readings only. If you want to have a comprehensive knowledge, we require good reference book. These books are Theory and Practice of Industrial Pharmacy. Okay, Theory and Practice of Industrial Pharmacy, basically the latest edition, that is by Lackberg. This book is very, very, very important for you people. If you people are studying in pharmacy, I suggest go through this book. If you don't have this book, go to market and purchase this book. This book will be used from the first semester to the 8th semester. Each and every semester have a subject that has relation with pharmaceutical industry. Suppose if you are currently using pharmaceutical engineering, maybe in next semester you will be having pharmaceutical formulations also. Okay, so all the materials or the things or the written material, the steel material is mentioned in this book. This book is very good book for you people. If you people want to prepare or crack all the competitive exams like GPAT, that is Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test. Basically, this examination is conducted by ICTE after the completion of B Pharma, or when you are in the last semester of the B Pharma, you can appear in this exam. Basically, it is a scholarship exam, and if you want to qualify all these competitive exams, you are required to go through good reference book. The Lackman is very good for you people for studying pharmaceutics, basically, and Cooper and Guns. Tutorial Pharmacy by Cooper and Guns. These two books are the very, very, very important for you people. I suggest go and purchase these books if you want to have a very comprehensive knowledge of these subjects. Okay, in pharmacy. So it is a suggestion for you people. Just go to market and you can purchase. You can have this book with you all the time. And definitely this book will be used every time in your each and every semester. Okay. Now, moving further, basically in this semester, we will be having few lectures like our regular lectures. We will be having few discussions, few seminars, and guest lecture for better understanding of our subject, that is pharmaceutical engineering. So overall, we will be almost having 45 theory lectures, few discussions. Generally, we have 5 units. And after completion of each unit, we will have a general discussion of the last unit we completed. We have 5 seminars on each unit, and ultimately I will try to manage more guest lectures for you people, but at least we definitely have one guest lecture for you people also. The person will be from pharmaceutical industry who will be having direct practice of pharmaceutical manufacturing and all these machineries, and it becomes very necessary to interact with those people who have direct relation with pharmaceutical industry. Definitely that person will discuss few vital things with you people of the pharmaceutical engineering or pharmaceutical manufacturing, we can say. Okay, these are the instructional methods that we will be using in this semester for the pharmaceutical engineering subjects only. Now, the syllabus base. You already know syllabus as your regular syllabus. Generally, we have 5 units in each subject. In pharmaceutical engineering 2, we have 5 different units. I will have, or we will have, a overall or just gist of the each unit, but we will be studying in our every unit in pharmaceutical engineering subject. So basically, in unit first, we have 10 hours to complete, and we will having topics like flow of fluids, size reduction, and size separation. So basically, we will be discussing the general principles, advantages, disadvantages, theories, machineries, their working, their principle, and their construction, and a small part of their troubleshooting. Okay. So all these things will be studied in our unit 1. Topics will be size reduction, size separation, and flow of fluids. Okay, so we will be having a comprehensive discussion on the machinery and the processes, their significance in pharmacy. Okay, now moving to unit 2. In unit 2, we will be discussing heat transfer, evaporation and distillation. Again, the objectives, merits, demerits, significance in pharmaceutical industry, obviously, and construction, principle, working of the machinery that will be used for the process of heat transfer, evaporation, and distillation. Unit third, again, we will be studying drying and mixing process. As we already know, you people will have general idea what drying is and what mixing is. But when we come to our pharmacy and in subject the pharmaceutical engineering, we will be having a comprehensive discussion on these two topics. Again, the merits, demerits, what are the objectives, what are the theories, what is the significance of these drying and mixing process in our pharmaceutical industry, and the machinery that will use for the process of drying and mixing. Each and everything we will be studying in unit third. Again, in unit 4, we will be discussing, basically these are the unit operations. Okay, filtration is unit operation and centrifugation is a unit operation. Okay. Again, the objectives, merits, demerits, significance, and the machinery that will be used for the process of filtration and the centrifugation we will be studying in our unit 4. And the last but not the least, materials of pharmaceutical plant constructions and corrosion and its prevention. Obviously, when we are setting up a pharmaceutical industry, a pharmaceutical plant, what kind of materials we are using, what are their importance, what are their properties, what are their significance in pharmacy, we will be studying all these things, and what is corrosion and how to prevent it. As I have already discussed, metals have a tendency to deteriorate with time when it when the material come in contact with our environment. Okay, basically the chemical conversion, due to which the efficiency of our machinery is reduced. Okay, it becomes very necessary to know what is corrosion and how to prevent the corrosion. If we are preventing the corrosion, we will be increasing the functionality of our machinery and it will last longer. Means we will be having a machinery that can produce material for a longer duration if we are preventing it, managing it, and servicing our machine accordingly with time, and if we are preventing it from corrosion only. Okay, so these are the 5 units that we will be discussing in our pharmaceutical engineering subject in the B Pharma 3rd semester. Now, moving further, what will be the question paper pattern and the evaluation scheme? As you people have already gone through B Pharma 1st semester and B Pharma 2nd semester, almost question paper pattern will remain same. The question, basically, it is a university exam. As you people have done your 1st semester and 2nd semester, you already know what are the university exams and what are the non-university exams. Basically, university exams are the exams that are conducted by the university that we are affiliated to. Okay, and the non-university exams are conducted at the institutional level. Okay, and the marks finally submitted to the university. So basically, it is a university exam or university course. We will have a university examination for it. That university will conduct the examination. Question paper will be set by the university and may be conducted in the institution. Okay, that we are studying in. In pharmaceutical industry, obviously the university exam have total 100 marks. Here you can say, you can see the total marks are 100. Okay. Now, basically, we have 2 kind of assessment, that are internal assessment and that are second one is end semester assessment or end semester examination. First of all, internal assessment. Basically, the internal assessment is of total 25 marks. All these things I think you people already know, but we have just overall overview or gist of this thing. Okay, we will have an internal assessment of total 25 marks. Okay. And these 25 marks are divided into 2 categories. Very first is continuous mode and second one is sessional examination. Basically, you will have 2 sessional examinations. Okay. And the average of these 2 sessional examinations will be your final sessional examination assessment out of 15 marks. Okay. And the rest of 10 marks are the continuous mode. Means these 10 marks will be evaluated with the time when you are studying in semester and you are being observed by your faculty or by your teacher. So obviously the continuous mode will be evaluated by the attendance. Okay, very important. Your academic activities, how much academic activities are being done in particular subject and how much participation from the student is being observed. Okay, and finally the student teacher interaction, which is very, very, very important. All these things will be used for the continuous mark, that is 10, and 15 marks are the sessional theory examination. You will have 2 sessional examination of 15 marks. Okay, so finally the average of both will be your final marks, and total will be 25, and your end semester examination will be of 75 marks, and the sum of 75 and 25 marks becomes 100. Okay, so it becomes very necessary to know each and everything. We just had an overview of our subject, that is pharmaceutical industry. In next class, we will be studying our unit 1. We will, obviously, it is your responsibility, it is your duty, whatever that is being taught to you people, just go through it. You are not getting, go through once, twice, thrice. You are not getting, you can definitely come to me through any mode. You can call, you can message, or if it is possible that you can directly interact with me, that you are not understanding this particular topic, okay, or this particular heading. So definitely I will try to solve your all queries regarding the pharmaceutical engineering subject. So this was all about the general orientation of pharmaceutical industry. Hope you have got all the things that I am trying to teach you people in this orientation class. Okay, we just had a general introduction of pharmaceutical industry. Hope we people will have a great journey ahead. Your interaction or your support is also necessary for completing this subject very accordingly. Again, you already know this is Trivedi. I'll be teaching pharmaceutical unit operation, we can say. Earlier in our time, the title of this subject was not like that, pharmaceutical engineering. Basically, it was unit operation. When I was in our B Pharma third semester, I suppose. Even the subject was in B Pharma second semester, when we people in B Pharma second semester, by the name of unit operation. Okay. Hope you people enjoyed it. We will have a great journey ahead. Bye-bye.